You're watching WANE TV, CBS Fort Wayne. This is News Channel 15 Weekend Report. Coverage you can count on.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Stephen Jennings.
And I'm Angelica St. John. Police in the nation's capital are taking a new approach in the serial sniper case.
They're keeping what they know quiet from the public and the man they're hunting. Police say they must strike a balance between enlisting the public's help and revealing too much to the killer. This weekend, investigators released a graphic of a white truck seen by witnesses. They believe it could be the killer's getaway vehicle. Since October 2nd, 8 people have been shot to death and 2 others wounded. Investigators say every shooting triggers more leads, but officials are being tight-lipped about any new information, knowing the sniper may be watching.
Some D.C. area residents made it a point not to allow the serial sniper to affect their lives. At least those residents who are Redskins fans. They showed up for today's NFL game in full force, but police made sure they stayed safe with beefed up security. There were added officers on horseback, on bicycles, and even on helicopters. Many who attended the game say it provided a pleasant distraction.
The Guardian Angels are also pitching in to help ease fears over the serial sniper. Today they pumped gas at several stations on Richmond Highway in Alexandria, Virginia. They say they're getting thanks from citizens and gas station owners alike. The Angels plan to be out at gas stations in the Washington area throughout the week ahead.
Police are still looking for the 2 men suspected in a Fort Wayne car lot shooting. That shooting at E&M Quality Auto Sales left owner Eric Hale dead. William T. Allen III was also shot but is in fair condition tonight. Police believe that shooting was a targeted hit, but who pulled the trigger is still uncertain at this point. Now they're looking for 2 men but only have vague descriptions, and that's why they need your help. Anyone with information that could help to track down the killers is asked to call the Fort Wayne Detective Bureau at 427-1201.
Indiana natural gas customers can expect higher heating bills this winter. Utility companies and national experts say consumers could be paying up to 20% more for natural gas. The reason? Last year's warmer than normal winter depressed the natural gas market. Demand was also decreased further by the national recession. A NIPSCO official projects an average home heating bill this winter at about $200 more than last year.
A new poll shows that Governor Frank O'Bannon's approval rating is at an all-time low. The poll by the Indianapolis Star and television station WTHR shows half of central Indiana voters disapprove of O'Bannon's job performance. Only 34% of those polled were satisfied with the governor's work. O'Bannon attributes his steep drop in approval to voters' discontent over Indiana's economic recession. He expects it to rebound once the economy gets rolling again.
Terrified tourists are struggling to leave the vacation paradise of Bali following Saturday's deadly bombing. 188 people, including 2 Americans, are confirmed dead. More than 300 others are wounded. The blast occurred at a popular disco. Fears are rising that Al-Qaeda has taken its campaign of terror there. Bali, which is part of Indonesia, is largely Muslim. Since the bombing, the airport in Bali's main city has been flooded with travelers cutting their vacations short. Many spent the night, in fact, on the beach, terrified to go near built-up areas.
The body of a U.S. Marine killed overseas in Kuwait has been returned home for burial this weekend. The body of 20-year-old Corporal Antonio Sled was returned to Tampa this weekend. 22 Marines stood at attention as his casket arrived. Sled was killed when 2 gunmen ambushed Marines during a training exercise near Kuwait City. His military funeral service will be held on Tuesday.
Federal security screeners are now on duty in Los Angeles. More than 500 were sworn in today at a ceremony at Los Angeles International Airport. When all screeners are in place, Los Angeles will have the largest number in the country. Some of the workers of private security forces will keep their jobs as screeners, but first they'll have to pass a background check and government test before being sworn in. Airport officials hope to have all screeners in place by November 19th, the deadline mandated by Congress.
Some city streets turned to rivers today. We've got some amazing video for you. A 30-inch water main broke in San Francisco, sending about 1,000 gallons of water a minute rushing down that street. Now, some homes in the area had as much as 3 feet of water in their garages and their basements. Crews were able to shut off the water a couple hours later, and so far there's no word on what caused the main to break.
Having lived in California, I'm surprised we didn't see anybody surfing down the street out there.
That wouldn't be a surprise.
Would have been a little fun now. Hey, it's time now to take our first look at the forecast.
Here's Sandy Thompson in the Doppler Weather Center with the Pinpoint County by County forecast. Hi, Sandy.
Hi, guys. Oh, Stephen, the stories you have to tell. Well, we're a lot different. We're a little more conservative conservative here in Fort Wayne. Beautiful shot tonight with our live weather camera here over the city. We've had a few sprinkles today, but things are just getting colder. That's the main weather story. In fact, how cold is it? Take a look at some of our details this evening here. Temperatures are already dropping into the upper 20s and into the low 30s. And it is going to be a very chilly night in our region. In fact, overnight tonight, take a look at what we can expect here. As we move on into our own part of the country tonight, we can expect those clouds to stay out of our region, allowing considerable cooling here, and we could have a hard freeze by the early morning hours. Consequently, a freeze warning is in effect for us here as temperatures drop into the low 20s. Here's your pinpoint county by county forecast. We'll pull out of that morning freeze, though, and climb into the middle 50s. It's going to be a sunny but a cool day, and even for our southern counties, you too will likely be just in the mid to the upper 50s. And again, that's after that possibility of some early morning freeze conditions. And the same for you in Ohio, and it's going to turn out to be a cool day, but overall a pretty day with plenty of sunshine. Variable winds, basically southeast, but switching at times. And then Columbus Day right here in the Summit City, we'll find a high of about 57. And coming up in just a couple more minutes, we're going to have our complete 5-day outlook for you.
Sandy always says something sunny when she's here. I love it.
Very nice. Thanks, Sandy.
Well, just a quick note for Aquasource customers on Fort Wayne's north side.
Starting tomorrow, the Chapel Court Villas, Chapel Creek, and Watersong subdivisions water lines will be flushed. Others will follow in the coming weeks.
And then coming up after the break, that's not the only thing running. We'll take a run through the streets of Chicago. The annual Chicago Marathon was this morning, and it was a little chilly for that.
And back here at home, some pets spent the day all dressed up. It's an early Halloween for these pugs. The story after this break.